A few days ago, I was ordering food off of Uber Eats, and I came across, no joke, this image right here of a hamburger that a restaurant was using to market their item. And I thought to myself, this must be a mistake. I mean, why would a restaurant use AI-generated food to market their own food? But then I dug a little bit deeper, and I found dozens of restaurants doing this. And so our goal today is to investigate these AI-generated food items by visiting the restaurants themselves, confronting them, and purchasing the items to see whether or not they look like the AI-generated images. With that being said, we obviously have a lot to do, so grab your AI-generated popcorn and let's do this. So the first restaurant we're gonna be looking at is called Pho Express Banh Mi and Bubble Tea, and this is a restaurant with 4.7 stars and over 200 ratings on DoorDash. And at first glance, when you look at their header, it doesn't look like anything crazy is going on, but when you click into the build your own pho, you'll very quickly realize that there's something going on. This is not real food, this is AI generated completely, and if you don't believe me, wait till I show you more items. Because down here, we have, I think the most egregious of it all, the 3X Samar roll. This is literally on their menu, and it has 100% on 6 reviews. Now, notably, it says description generated by DoorDash using AI, but you can't tell me in good faith that that is not an AI-generated photo of those 3X Samar rolls. I think it's supposed to be summer rolls. Yeah, there we go. They just misspelled it. I don't know how they can get away with this because it's literally illegal on DoorDash to use AI-generated pictures, and this is the most AI picture I've ever seen in my life. But this one by far is the worst one. I think this image is hilarious, and the fact that 6 people gave it 100%, maybe it's actually good. But then it begs the question, why not just use the actual photo? And I also think it's worth getting the pho because on 17 reviews, it holds 100%, and it's their most liked. So people are just saying, whatever, we don't care about the pictures because the pho is that good. Let's go visit it. All right, so we're in Hoboken right now. We made it outside of Pho Express, so we're gonna go inside to really investigate this summer roll and their pho to see if it's actually AI generated. It looks like a really cute spot from here. I like their little logo and their neon sign. They have some seating outside. It's a really good vibe, but yes, it is a real place, but do they serve real food, or am I gonna get some cartoon slosh just right in front of me? Let's find out. So on their actual menu, it doesn't look like they're using AI. So when you go to the store, everything, actually, wait a second, that may be AI. That looks a little bit too perfect as well. All right, so let's go ahead and order. Oh, so there it is. There's the summer roll. Looks the same as it does on DoorDash. So we'll be getting that, of course. Do it with the shrimp, order placed. Now we wait. So what I do like is that they fully lean into the same pictures. So it's not just on DoorDash. Even when you're here ordering on the kiosk, you get the same exact photos. So they're just leaning into it. They're like, yo, we know our product is good. We don't even need to take any sort of professional photos. We know you're gonna buy this stuff, which I did. I got the pho, I got the summer roll, and I got a little peach green tea as well. So we're gonna wait a couple minutes, the food's gonna come out, we're gonna compare it to see if it looks like the pictures or if it's any good, because maybe it's just absolute fire and it doesn't even matter what pictures they put up. I also realized even when you're on Google Maps, there's pictures like this edamame right here, this spring roll right here, and then of course the summer rolls. But it still has great reviews. It's holding a 4.6 star rating on Google on like 150 reviews, so people love this place. I feel like I'm going to love this place. Just got my peach iced tea and the summer roll, so we're gonna look into this. Let me start off by stabbing this through. Give it a little sip. Very good. Now here's the superstar. It kind of does, honestly, just from this view, look a little bit like the picture. I'm not gonna lie, it does look a little bit AI. I think it's because the shrimp is like pressed up against this wrap, so it's like hard to kind of tell the different imperfections of the shrimp. It just looks smoothed over almost. So in a way, it's almost pretty realistic for this to be an AI picture. Let's take a bite though. I'm very surprised at how this looks. Looks yum though. I think this is maybe like a peanut sauce or something. Yep, okay, here we go. AI food. Very refreshing. Sauce is really good too. Definitely looks a little bit AI, but doesn't taste like AI. Tastes like a good summer roll. Really like it. Let's wait for the pho now. Okay, I just got the pho. It's piping hot. It looks good. Got tofu, shrimp, and broccoli. I tried to make it as close as I can to the actual AI one. I think I had some of these bean shallots in, or bean sprouts, so I'm gonna throw some of them in. And then we will do a side-by-side comparison of the two. Can't forget the jalapenos. It looks very similar to the picture online, so basically 1 for 1. So I'm gonna bite into this because, again, so far, both of the items are effectively the same exact thing, which is super surprising because I thought it had its own sort of look, but really did a good job. It's starting to make me think maybe it was just like enhanced or upscaled versus just a complete like net new generation. All right, let's give it a taste. It's good. I see where there's a 4.6 here. So far, like everything's been really high quality, and I love my tea. I'm gonna try the ingredients as well, like these bean sprouts, because this was like the big thing in the AI generated image that stuck out to me.
Yeah, very good. Solid.
All right, guys, so Pho Express was actually really solid. The food kind of looked like the pictures, which was surprising. So I don't know why they don't just take the normal pictures of their food and upload it. Nonetheless, I was very happy with that. I think the 4.6 is deserved, but it's only gonna get crazier from here because there are some other wild AI generated restaurants and foods that we're gonna look into, like this next one.
Now it's time for a restaurant called Grub's Takeaway. Grub's Takeaway serves a lot of American food, and at first glance it looks okay, right? Their mozzarella sticks, their cheeseburger, I mean, that is clearly from the restaurant. But as you go down a little bit more, what you'll find is that certain items, like this Jack Chicken Avocado Sandwich, is clearly AI generated. In fact, pretty much all of their chicken sandwiches are AI generated, like this spicy chicken sandwich right here. I don't know what that orange is supposed to be. I guess that's supposed to be buffalo sauce, but that looks a little bit gross. This one right here, and then even the California chicken sandwich. I mean, this is all fake. And it's not just the sandwiches, even their Fat Cats, which I think are their fat sandwiches, which throw like French fries and stuff on it. The original Fat Cat, I mean, this just looks like ChatGPT 4.0, generate me a picture of a Sloppy Joe sandwich, and that's what you're gonna get. And they don't stop there, because even their wraps, I mean, just take a look at any of these. Let's look at the chicken BLT wrap. I highly doubt it looks like that in real life, because of course, then it would be in a cartoon, because these are fake. But we're gonna purchase all of this, and I'm gonna go in person, because I wanna confront Grub's Takeaway and see what the food is really like.
All right, guys, so we made it outside of Grub's Takeaway. This is the spot that has basically every food item generated via AI. So on the actual storefront, there's no AI. It looks like the wings, the burgers, everything looks good to go here. But when we go inside, it could be a totally different story. So we're gonna order a bunch of different things here, fat sandwiches, hot dogs, the entire works, because I really wanna compare, because this one really intrigues me. Even on Google Maps, they're still using clearly fake images, like this fat sandwich right here, and then this hot dog right here. Nonetheless, though, they do have a pretty solid Google score at a 4.4 on 1,000 reviews. So I think it might just be like a bodega or some spots to just get some like filthy grub. So we'll go inside right now and let's check it out. We have the kiosk here, so we're gonna look for some of the pictures and then place some orders. All right, so the burgers still look good. They look all real. Oh, but here we go. Oh, this spicy chicken sandwich. This is one we saw online with the buffalo sauce. Definitely have to get one of those. The Fat Cat, okay, the original Fat Cat. Original is misspelled, Arginal Fat Cat. There's no way that is a real fat cat, so we will add that. And then of course we have to get ourselves one of these beautiful looking wraps. And I think the best one to do for this is the honey mustard chicken wrap. Forgot the basic hot dog, so I'm gonna have to throw that in as well. Well, this is a huge meal. All right, then everything else on their menu looks to be pretty regular, pretty standard. So I'm already spending $45 here. I think I'm gonna call it quits there. But before that, I also have to get a chocolate Oreo milkshake, because the Oreo on here doesn't even say Oreo. If we zoom in on it, it's just like some AI generated Oreo, because they're like unable to generate the word Oreo for whatever reason. So I have to throw this in to see if they use actual Oreos. Order has been placed. Let's see what we get. All right, so my Oreo shake is ready. As you can tell, one of the glaring obvious differences between the picture and this is that there is no Oreo. So far, extremely misleading. Obviously AI generated, we knew that already. But let's see the taste. It's really hard to mess up though, an Oreo milkshake. It's just like a given good milkshake, so let's see. That is dense. I had like one small sip, 300 calories down the throat. Tastes very good though. So far the food does taste good, but the most AI generated image expectation versus reality that we've seen thus far. I have a feeling it's only gonna get crazier with these next food items that are coming out. All right, so in this bag is everything, all 4 items. So we're gonna go one at a time and we're gonna compare it to see what it actually looks like versus what it looks like online. So let's open this up. Ooh, it's like a mystery each one. This may be the chicken sandwich, the buffalo chicken sandwich. Here we go. Okay, ooh, pleasantly surprised with how this looks. I wasn't sure what to expect. Obviously it wasn't gonna look like the AI image, but it does look pretty appetizing. Bun is toasted, decent piece of chicken, buffalo sauce is, yeah, right on there, jalapenos. Let's give it a taste, because maybe it does taste good and we were potentially wrong about this. Yeah, it's not bad. I wish the chicken was a bit more, but I'm not gonna like nitpick a Grub's Takeaway. All right, next up, what do we got here? This could be the Fat Cat. I'm excited about this one. Oh no, it's a wrap. All right, it is definitely a wrap. A little bit of a flub. This does not look as clean and as appetizing, I suppose, as the AI image. There's no honey mustard leaking out. I'm not even sure there's honey mustard on here. Could be wrong, maybe it's deep in there. I'll give it a bite just to give it a fair shot. Maybe it's fire, but definitely disappointed in this one. All right, so I did get a hint of honey mustard, so it is on here, but again, this one's a bit sad. All right, time for the Fat Cat in here. All right, so this is not what I thought it would look like. The beef is not ground beef. Instead, it's an actual patty. And then on top of it, we have French fries. This looks nothing like what I ordered from the AI generated image, but I will give it a fair taste to see if it tastes good. I'm sure it does. Actually, I don't like American cheese, so I probably won't like it, but I'll try to be honest with things. They're getting worse and worse. Don't really love this. It's like a cheeseburger if it was bad. But we still do have the hot dog left. Oh, so this is actually in one of these containers. You ready for the reveal? We'll put up the picture of the hot dog and then I'm about to show you what reality looks like in 3, 2, 1. Yeah, doesn't look that appetizing. It's also a lot smaller and just like this bun is pretty flimsy. Let's have a bite of this. This one might be the second most unattractive food so far that we've eaten. Here we go. I'm American, so I love my hot dogs. I actually don't think it tastes bad, but I do think it's wild how they present it versus how it actually comes. All right, guys, so just finished up at Grub's Takeaway. The guys were really nice in there. They did a good job of putting the food together, making it nice for us. I don't dock them for that. I actually think it's quite smart when they have a really robust menu. The food overall, I mean, it was whatever, not my favorite, but if you live in the general area and you want to just get something quick, I think it's a decent spot. So Grub's Takeaway is about to get even crazier though.
The next restaurant we're gonna be looking into that leverages AI-generated images to market their products is Cloud Wings. Now, Cloud Wings is another virtual brand, so they operate as a ghost kitchen out of another restaurant's kitchen. And I think the worst thing about them is that their #1 item, wings, are AI generated. So this obviously is fake wings. If you don't believe me, I mean, if you look at the text here, you'll see that the word cloud is really reduced, and that's because when you try to do something a bunch of times, it starts distorting the text or changing the size of it. How do I know that? Well, if you look at something that's not AI generated, like let's say this one, you'll see cloud is about the same size as the wings. And then when you click into this one, you'll see it's a lot smaller and it's looking to get a little bit distorted. I'm really excited to try these boneless wings though, because they have a 60%, which is one of the lowest that I've ever seen on DoorDash. So 10 people have attempted to buy this and review it, and most people are basically giving this a 1 star. So let's go ahead and see if these Cloud Wings look like what they market on their website. All right, guys, I am outside of Cloud Wings, about to pick up my boneless wings to see if that sauce and that structure and the packaging is anything like what it shows online with that AI generated image. I will be right back. 1 second. All right, so here we have it. I have the Cloud Wings right here. I'm gonna go inside and we're gonna check them out. Okay, so here we have it. Now, since I did get it to go, it's gonna be in a little bit of a different packaging. Although you can argue that since you can't have it inside, it would always come in this packaging. So far the packaging does not look anything like the package that they put online. All right, they are saucy nuggets. Kind of look like the picture a little bit if you squint and put it in a different bit of a light. Because I think these actually look quite good, but let me give it a bite to actually see whether or not the quality is there. There it is a bit closer. Those do not taste good. I've never had a bad buffalo wing before. That was the first bad boneless wing I've ever had in my life. All right, definitely pass on Cloud Wings. They're using AI. Now I see why, because they're definitely afraid to show off these wings because they're garbage. In addition to having a 3.4 star rating on DoorDash, this next restaurant called Wrap and Roll is one of the biggest offenders of using AI generated imagery. They're a virtual brand, and literally every single item on their menu, from cheesesteak wrap to fiery chicken wrap, is clearly AI generated. You click into it, I mean, need I say more? This is what they're claiming that their cheesesteak wrap looks like. It's not noted to be AI generated or anything like that. So if I don't get this exactly, then we're of course calling out false marketing. Just got my Wrap and Roll, so another virtual brand, so I had to get it delivered to me, but that's what the storefront looks like. It's out of a deli, and I'm gonna see how terrible this cheesesteak wrap looks. It was actually $22 for this cheesesteak wrap, which in addition to it being a terrible AI generated food, it's also the most expensive wrap I've ever purchased in my entire life. I'm expecting great things. Do I just get a Heineken? I didn't order this. Wait a second, hold on. They might be onto something. Maybe if you order one, you also get an alcohol-free beer. And then here's the wrap. Very long, no girth. Moment of truth, $22 wrap. You saw what it looked like. Now what does it actually look like? And what does it, more importantly, taste like? Okay, yeah, all right. I don't know what to say about this. Does not look too appetizing. Talk about a food fish. That is a huge food fish right there. Let's give it a bite though. $22 for that? I wouldn't pay $1 for that. Bottom 5 cheesesteak I've ever had in my life. That so far, that might actually be worse than Cloud Wings. That place this is garbage. Absolute garbage. All right, guys, buckle up because we are about to go to Pancake Paradise to pick up some of the best pancakes that I've ever seen in my entire life. Like this classic pancake stack with that perfect syrup and that perfect butter on top of it. Not a single thing wrong with that, and that's because it is AI generated. Even their side potato tots are looking a little bit sus, but I think the main thing here is going to be all the different pancakes. I'm just saying the fruits look a little bit too perfect. So look at the strawberries, look at the blueberries. So I'm excited to explore this. I'm gonna probably order a bunch from Pancake Paradise. Pancakes have been received now. I got them from Pancake Paradise. So I went ahead and ordered just the fruit pancakes with like some syrup on top because they look beautiful and delectable in the AI generated image on DoorDash. So let's see what they look like in person. So far, not too good. It's in just one of those classic brown bags. Here we go. Ooh, it looks more like a crepe
There's a lot of Nutella on here. I think they accidentally put Nutella instead of syrup, unless there's syrup on the side here. There is, okay. So they gave me syrup on the side here, some Smucker's peanut butter. Okay, gotcha. Luckily I have a fork so I could dive into this and see if it's any good. But first off, let's assess this. Wow. Okay, so let's compare what this looks like to the AI image that they show me that it looks like. I don't want to say that it looks worse because, to be honest, it kind of looks a little bit better. Now, notably, some of the reviews, there's some disgusting pictures on Google that show the reviews of Pancake Paradise, but this does not look bad. I can actually say with certainty that Pancake Paradise, at least visually, does look like a good pancake. That's only half the battle. It also came out of a diner, so this is a virtual brand, so it is being cooked up on a diner's grill, which is good. Now it's no IHOP, but fruit and the Nutella sort of like mask the taste anyway. You can't even taste the pancake really. And they fill you up, they're very generous. The one con is that this thing was like $36. I'm not even kidding, look at this. Okay, $27.71, plus I had to tip the driver. I tipped him, I guess, like $8. Better than expected, Pancake Paradise. I don't even mind that you use AI because you have pretty solid pancakes.
The next AI generated restaurant we're gonna look at might just be my favorite one yet. It's called Tony's Pizzeria of Nassau Ave in Brooklyn. So they're a pizzeria, keep that in mind because what I'm about to show you is crazy. And at one point, this was their Uber Eats menu. Now, in addition to being all obviously AI photos, you're probably wondering, why is there a pie on the right side? They're a pizzeria. Well, it's because it is so AI generated that I think they just put in the text and then created pictures, and their medium whole pie, which is meant to be a pizza pie, actually was a blueberry pie and existed on their menu for years before they changed anything. A lot of people caught on to this, so they delisted themselves from Uber Eats, but I mean, literally look at this. Look how fake this mozzarella margarita pizza is, and then look at this. Cheese ravioli with vodka sauce pie. I mean, talk about a pie up here. This is a pie all the way through as well because of the pie crust. This restaurant has a lot of issues, and I am so excited to try it, especially their medium whole pie, because maybe I'm the one that's wrong. Maybe it really is a blueberry pie they're serving up, but I highly doubt it. And just to drive it home even further, even ordering ranch on the side, they couldn't take an honest picture, and you could tell because all the words are wrong. Lil Natch is how I guess ranch is spelled nowadays. I mean, look at all the text. Clearly that's AI generated. This thing is a joke. I am so excited to try this, so let's go ahead and eat there.
All right, guys, we're here in Brooklyn now. We are on Nassau Ave, so we are about to go to Tony's Pizzeria of Nassau Ave. All right, we finally arrived. It's right behind me. I'm really excited to try this. Let's do it. All right, so just ordered vodka and plain. Gonna eat this up, get some ranch on the side as well, see what things look like. Good vibes in here. We're gonna see if I get a blueberry pie or an actual pizza slice. I think it's gonna be just normal pizza, but it's still insane that that happened. But I don't think they actually serve blueberry pie, so that is very much, it was an error as expected. They do have some cake though, so that's kind of close to it, but no like fruity items or anything like that. Just your classic slices, what you'd expect in like a Brooklyn slice shop. Pizza ready to go. I just have a drink coming, so we're gonna pay, we're gonna eat, and then we're gonna assess everything. Almost forgot that I have to get the ranch, so I'm gonna go up there and see if I can get my hands on any Lananch. Okay, so the Lananch has been acquired. Obviously doesn't come in that ranch bottle, but it's very much ranch. I'm not a big fan of ranch on pizza, so this actually may be like my first or second time trying that, but I'm more interested in the slice. I wanna see if there's like a blueberry taste to this perhaps, but just from the visual itself, you could tell that it is not a blueberry pie. It is just a normal slice of pizza, but looks can be deceiving. All right, let's have a bite here. No hints of blueberry, but a good standard slice of New York pizza is always solid to have. Visually, I can see maybe why the AI generated image was used because it doesn't look so appealing, but if you know any New York slice, you know that it's probably doing its job. Now it's time for the vodka slice. If you recall, for the vodka slice, I actually had some pie crust off to the side, which I don't see here. It just looks like the normal crust. So I think it's safe to say that that was 1000% AI generated, of course. Let's see if the articles were right, if they should have bashed this Tony's Pizzeria of Nassau Ave. Pretty good. Maybe even better than the original slice. Now I want to dip it into ranch though, because this is the star of the show, the Lananch. I'll see if it actually tastes like normal ranch, or maybe it is some like next level ranch that I'm eating here. That is not it. That almost deletes all the gains they just made from having a good pizza. I know they didn't like ask me to do this, so I won't dock the actual slices, but that is disgusting. That ranch, something's up with that ranch. That was Tony's Pizzeria, just had the slices. Overall, they're not bad. Didn't have a blueberry pie, didn't get any pie crust. The Lananch was absolutely disgusting. So overall, it's just like a pretty solid pizza joint. 6 out of 10 in terms of the pizza, nothing crazy. I can see definitely why they used AI generated images, because those images are much better than what that pizza looked like. Nonetheless though, let's move on to the next place. And it's gonna look a little bit bit familiar.
The next AI-generated restaurant we're gonna be looking into is Pasta Lovers. So Pasta Lovers notoriously uses AI-generated photos across all of their DoorDash, Uber Eats, and Grubhub listings. The reason I know this is because they actually had an article written about them in which Pasta Lovers, I mean, just take a look for yourself. This is the baked ziti. I mean, it was clearly AI-generated. They even had a person come in to confirm that these images were indeed AI-generated. And as I noted before, this is obviously not allowed on their site, and so you would have thought that after this article came out that they changed things, right? However, you'll still notice that certain items, for instance, like the Frutti di Mare seafood with marinara sauce, has some inconsistencies that make it not look like real food. So I'm gonna go to a Pasta Lovers near me and investigate this a little bit further because I wanna purchase this Frutti di Mare because that looks a little bit egregious, and then of course, the baked ziti. And if you couldn't tell from the food, I'm pretty sure that forks only have 4 points. I could be wrong about that, but let's do it.
If behind me looks familiar, that's because we were just inside there, because Pasta Lovers is actually a virtual kitchen that operates out of Tony's Pizzeria of Nassau Ave. And so we're gonna have it delivered to me right here because you can actually go in and pick it up. Ghost Restaurant, and we're going to be getting the Frutti di Mare and then the coveted baked ziti that we saw in the article. I'm really excited for this one because this food is legit as AI generated as it gets. I wanna see if the pasta looks smooth and nice or if it's just gonna be like a hodgepodge of just like terribleness. So let's see. Great. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Have a good one. Pasta Lovers acquired. I am so excited to dive into this. It's in the bag. Quality, empowered by Slice. Okay, so far really good, but I'm not here for this. I'm here to question whether or not the food looks like it did in the AI-generated images for its marketing. Okay, here is the baked ziti. Moment of truth. Oh, it's kind of spilling everywhere, but there you have it. I mean, it looks good. It's really hard to mess up baked ziti. I think I'd eat any baked ziti on earth. Doesn't necessarily, though, look as polished and as beautiful as it did in the AI images. Before I dive into that though, I just want to take a look at the Frutti di Mare, because if you recall, the Frutti di Mare is actually still on their website, on their DoorDash listing as the clear AI generated image. They've changed their baked ziti, so I won't dock them for that. I don't know if it's the way that it was handed to me or what, but this is what the Frutti di Mare looks like, which is just a spaghetti with some red sauce and then a couple of seafood bites in there. So obviously a big disappointment to see that look like that, but I'm gonna give it a taste. Maybe it could like redeem itself by tasting amazing. We'll see. Did they not give me silverware? Bruh, okay, I didn't even get silverware, so I'm gonna shelf this and I'm just gonna try it at home.
All right, so it's finally time for the taste test. So I have the baked ziti right here, and actually I forgot to get a fork again, so I'm just gonna eat this with my hands to try this out. We already noted that it looks absolutely nothing like the baked ziti from the picture because this is not AI generated food. This is actually real food, unlike what they show me on DoorDash. But I will forgive them if this baked ziti tastes amazing. So here's what it looks like without the lid on it. I'm just gonna go straight in. I don't know if this is disgusting or feels right, but let's try it. Wow, it's mid. Pasta's not al dente, and the cheese is just like, it tastes like the same cheese that was on the pizza, which I think makes sense because they use the same mozzarella, but yeah, overall, I'm not loving this, but we still have the Frutti di Mare. Okay, here we go. Something about pasta in these containers is just not appealing. A little side by side of this versus what the AI generated food image looks like, and let's get into it. So I'm gonna take some of the seafood. I think I have some calamari here. There we go. And then of course, gotta grab some pasta. Now that's good. That's some good calamari there. Love me some good squid in my mouth. The pasta though, I don't know, I'm not the biggest fan of their pasta, not the biggest fan of their sauce. It kind of reminds me of like the exact pizza ingredients that we had from Tony's Pizzeria of Nassau Ave because it's the same exact kitchen, but it's like they use the same exact sauce too, which I guess makes sense, but it's just weird because you never usually think that your pasta is basically the same ingredients as your pizza, but maybe that's just a mental thing that I have to get over because now I know that Pasta Lovers operates out of the pizza restaurant. But with all that being said, I mean, this thing is absolute garbage. I wouldn't recommend anybody getting Pasta Lovers. It's not that great, honestly, and they lie in their imagery by using AI images. Moving on. All right, so I came across this place on DoorDash called Anytime Breakfast Sandwiches, and as you can see here, I mean, I'm pretty sure every single breakfast sandwich is AI generated. The one that really popped out at me is this one, the avocado, egg, and cheese breakfast sandwich. I mean, if you look closely, those are clearly fake avocados. The cheese drip is super unnatural. I mean, you even know it's fake because they don't offer this bagel. All you can get is an English muffin, a plain bagel, and then different types of bread. So it's pretty apparent. I mean, this is a virtual kitchen, so it looks like it's served out of a diner. But either way, like, why wouldn't you just use an actual picture of the product? It must be a little bit sus, so I'm excited to purchase this one because Anytime Breakfast Sandwiches sounds pretty disgusting, and then on top of it, they use a fake image. There's actually a lot of disgusting things on this menu, like side corned beef hash. I like corned beef. I like sides. Bring it all together in a hash does look disgusting. This actually may be real, so I'm not gonna get that. I'm just gonna stick to our breakfast sandwich. Let's see what we get. The Anytime Breakfast Sandwich just arrived. arrived in this really sad looking brown bag that you would just get at Walgreens. I thought it'd be dressed up a lot nicer, but just came on my porch like this. So bad start. I don't think it's gonna obviously live up to that AI beautiful image with the avocado and everything, but I could be wrong, and I'm excited to be wrong, because if this thing is good, then I will eat my words and I will retract everything I said about this place. So here comes the moment of truth. Does this look like that AI generated image? Okay, the suspense continues. It's wrapped. Does smell like a breakfast sandwich too. Okay, here we go. Okay, actually not that bad. I don't think this looks terrible. I mean, I don't think the bagel looks great. It's a little bit like rubbery, but the actual visual of it, of course it doesn't look like the AI generated image, and that was pretty crazy that they used that, but I'm really not mad. It looks like decent quality, especially for a virtual bagel brand. I'm gonna of course taste it too. I didn't just buy it to compare the visual. I also wanna see if they're serving up any sort of decent product, because looks can be deceiving, and I don't wanna judge a book by its cover or its AI generated cover. Here we go. Know what it is? Avocado does not belong on breakfast sandwiches. And also, it's a stale bagel. The egg is fine. The cheese is okay. It's a little bit cold because it got to me a little bit late. But the avocado is really ruining this. I mean, I would not take another bite of this. This is clearly like an anytime bagel. Oh, I have no idea how they get away with listing those AI generated images, but anytime breakfast sandwiches is a hard pass, and they do not live up to those beautiful AI generated images they're using. I've never been so happy to throw out food in my life. Now, I came across a restaurant called Sugar Wing, and not that there's anything AI here, but they do have a picture of their fries, and I don't know what happened here, but it says favorite period, and these fries just, something happened with it. I don't know if it looks like they're radioactive, but something is clearly up with this. They look disgusting. I don't know if it's AI generated or what's going on, but I figured I had to purchase their second most liked product across all of Sugar Wings, the fries. They also have 100% on 6 reviews, so people seem to really like this. Let's see what these actually look like, expectation versus reality. Okay, so in this bag, we have the highly disgusting fries that look like they have mold and bacteria all over them. I'm so skeptical, like, why would they not change that picture? Surely they're aware of it, right? If you're a restaurant, are you not checking what your DoorDash images look like on the listing? So this is a black box that we're opening. I don't understand what the logic is into why they're not changing it. If they truly don't know, then if you're seeing this, now you know. But I guess it could look like that. I mean, I'm partly expecting it to look like that, because if they haven't changed it for this long, because I've been tracking that for weeks now, then maybe it's just the reality of the situation. So are we gonna get moldy fries? I kind of hope so. In 3, 2, 1. No, they're just normal steak fries. Do they look the best? No, they look like just delivery steak fries that are probably doused in a little bit too much oil and salt. But what do you expect? Yeah, they're exactly that. It might be the only case in food history where I got reverse catfish, where they're trying to make their fries as disgusting as possible, and then when you get them, they're actually quite good. So Sugar Wing, if you're watching this, just update your photo. I don't know what you guys are doing, but your fries are decent. All right, guys, lots of surprises there. That was a lot of fun, though, so thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see more content, make sure to click here, click here. Otherwise, subscribe on your way out, and I'll see you next time. Peace.